You agree with me that pocket is an important part of sewing suits and it must be neat, and that is what I'm going to show in this tutorial. Hi guys, my name is Tolu. Welcome to this tutorial on how to make a double welt pocket with flap. So the first thing you're going to do is to mark out your line. That is where you're going to sew your pocket on, and then you need fabrics. I'm using this satin for my double welt, and the measurement is 8 inches, no, 9 inches, 9 inches for the length and then 8 inches for the width. And on the top part you're going to fold in 1 inch and iron. But before you do that, you're going to iron a paper stay, not gum stay, of about 3 inches. That's what I did on it, and you do the same thing to the second one. So the next one is your pocket flap and your lining. I'm using the fabric I use, which is the Ankara, for the pocket flap, the outer part, and then my suit lining. I'll deliberate on that later on. So the satin, you're going to measure 0.25 inches from the center upwards. You're going to do that on both sides. As you can see, the front, the folded part, and the front, the back, the folded part, and the front. So you're going to mark out 0.25 and use your chalk. Don't be scared of using a tailor's chalk, it's going to disappear later on. So for your pocket flap, you need a biro, or better still, a tailor pencil chalk, just something that has a very pointed edge. And I have pattern on this fabric, so I'm going to notch the center. I don't want to deviate from the pattern on the fabric. You could also do the same thing even if you don't have a pattern, and then rule the center so you can get 2 equal parts. The width of my pocket flap is 6 inches, so I'm going to rule the center and mark out 3 inches on both sides. Now, I forgot to let you know that you are supposed to iron nylon stay. The nylon stay used in your suit, you iron it on that pocket flap before doing all this. And as you can see, that white thing in my Ankara is the nylon stay. Yes, nylon stay I used. So I'm just marking out 3 inches on both sides, and then which gives me 6 inches, and then for the down part 0.25 upwards, and then mark it out. So you need a pattern master for this. So on the pattern master, it has this little curve. You're going to use it to get your curve on your pocket flap because you want it perfect. So I'm just using that to get that curve on my pocket flap. That is if you want a curve on your pocket flap, though. I want a curve maybe, so I'm using that. You're going to place your lining, the rest of the fabric on your lining, and sew on that line. I like to pin before I sew, so that I won't lose. I just want it perfect. So after sewing, you can see I made my stitch on that spiral line. So you cut out the excess fabric. The remaining fabric there should just be 1/8. See, I'm cutting out very close to my stitch line. The same thing you should do too, so I can get a perfect pocket flap. We don't need excess allowance. So you're going to iron. Make sure the lining does not show outside, just your fabric. And after that, you mark out the length of your pocket flap. I want the length of my pocket flap to be 2 inches, and that was what I did here. And then mark out the center. Place your Ankara on that line, that 2 inches mark. Not place your Ankara before the 2 inches line, not on it. As you can see, we are still seeing that 2 inches mark, so it should be before it. And then sew on that 0.25 line we marked that earlier on with the stitch. Okay, while I was marking this on my fabric, I didn't know it wasn't recording. camera, so I'm going to show you on a piece of paper. That is your pocket line. So you're going to mark out straight from the starting point to the ending point. Mark out this straight line, so it's going to serve as a border. So while sewing, you don't want to deviate from the line. Then you mark out 0.5 inches downwards and then roll your line. The next step is to move to the fabric with your pocket flap. You're going to place it the right side of that pocket flap on the right side of your fabric, and then the pocket flap should be facing upward to your shoulder part. Upward, not downwards. Now the line we marked out, that's our pocket line, should be on the same line with the 0.25 line we just sewed. It should be the same line. Now your pocket flap should be in between that our pocket border. The borders we marked out. You shouldn't exceed it. And then you're going to sew from the starting point of the flap to the ending of the flap on the same fabric. So your stitch is just going to be on that line, as you can see on the line. It should not exceed the flap. Then we go to the next line there. We bring out the second satin, and we're going to make it, we're sewing on this line. That is the 0.5 line we marked at earlier on. Now see how it is. 0.25 marking earlier on that 0.5 line, and then pin and sew. Now you're going to sew from, you see that's our border line is still showing, so we're not going to exceed that border line. We're going to, the starting point should be that line, that straight line to the ending. Please do not exceed it, otherwise you have issues. Now this and the center, you're going to just notch it and cut through so that we can bring our fabric inside. Now before you get to the end, mark out 0.25 and make this triangular notch, because we need it to hold the fabric, the pocket in place. So you see how it is turning out, very neat and straight to the point. You don't have no much stress. I've not ironed it and everything is coming out okay like this. So it is really straightforward and neat. Just turn it to the wrong side, make sure it's okay, then turn it to the wrong side. You see the 0.25 line, you're going to stitch it on both sides, and you see, very neat. Now at this point, if you've not liked the video, like, share and subscribe. So at the top part, I'm just cutting it out on that see paper stay line here, and just sew it just to close your pocket. Now if you want your pocket to be long, you can extend this one, sew it, and then just sew your pocket. Just close your pocket inside. Just do it any way you want to do it. Now this is it. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you.